Has the world gone mad? Sometimes it feels that way. In a world with pandemics and cage fights, road rage, and a cacophony of negative news notifications, in a world where the next great war may be with artificial intelligence, in this world we can find happiness. Living in a mad world is nothing new. Overwhelmed by clickbait notifications, we forget that the world has seen darker times. We forget how Viktor Frankl lost loved ones in concentration camps and still found happiness. Our perception colors it all. Our judgments paint the day. In this video, we will learn how to be happy from great philosophers that lived during dark times. Stoic philosophers teach us about what we can control. So let's dive in and find out what we can. Here are 7 actionable Stoic quotes for happiness. Quote number 1. Just keep in mind, the more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. Epictetus. So what can we control? With practice, we can control our perception. With the right perception, we can find purpose in our current situations. We can control our perceptions by the questions we ask ourselves. For example, look at the following questions. What can I learn from this situation? How can I help? What choices got me here? What can I change starting today? What would I love to have, and what would I love to give in exchange for it? Quote number 2. Try to enjoy the great festival of life with others. Epictetus. Humans are hardwired to team up on the journey. In the book The Happiness Hypothesis, author Jonathan Haidt combines ancient wisdom with modern data science to teach us how a connection to a community contributes to happiness. We are social creatures, and whether we are introverted or extroverted, we need to connect with a few, and even shallow connections help too. When we create the habit of asking cashiers how their days are going, we live longer. There was a study done where consistently asking strangers how their days are going increases lifespan. It comes down to connecting with the community. Quote number 3. If what you have seems insufficient to you, then though you possess the world, you will still be miserable. Seneca. Gratitude is within our control. Seneca teaches us without gratitude we won't be happy. Practice saying thank you as often as you can. Thank you for this car. Thank you for these shoes. Thank you for these challenges because they make my life interesting. We attract large things in life when we make time to appreciate the small things. And more importantly, we enjoy the journey to a better place if we are grateful as we trek up the mountain. Quote number 4. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius teaches us that what we think about, we bring about. So how do we think quality thoughts? One way is to ask quality questions. Quality questions are deep questions related to giving and being of service. For example, shallow questions might be, how can I get more money? How can I get a great lover? However, deeper questions could be, what are my unique talents, and how can I serve more people with them? What can I give to the world? And who do I have to become to attract the type of romantic partner I desire. Some great thinkers ask themselves quality questions at night as they doze off. The morning often brings answers that make us a little more happy. If you like becoming a little more happy every day, please subscribe and gently tap on that like button. Quote number 5. What upsets people is not things themselves, but their judgments about these things. Epictetus. Perception is power. How we perceive something determines our experience of it. Sure, if you break an arm, you will experience physical pain. But what about your perception of why it happened? Do you perceive that the broken arm happened to you? That the universe is picking on you because you accidentally hurt a loved one's feelings? Or do you perceive that the broken arm happened for you? Because you were forced to take time off and then reflected about what really makes you happy. Tony Robbins gives us 2 simple, concise quotes that help us choose how to perceive life's challenges. Number 1, life happens to us, or number 2, life happens for us.
If we can realize that life is always happening for us, not to us, game over. All the pain and suffering disappears.
When we believe that life happens to us, we judge life as the perpetrator, and we judge ourselves as victims. We perceive ourselves as victims of circumstance, victims of government policies, victims of our bosses, or victims of our romantic partner's miscommunications. It's rarely our fault when life happens to us. However, when we judge life as the teacher, and we judge ourselves as the student, when we believe that life happens for us, we find meaning and we get to grow. When life happens for us in a bad relationship, we learn the difference between being a victim or being a volunteer. When life happens for us at work, we understand that starting a side hustle or finding a better employer is our primary purpose because we despise bad bosses and corporate cringe. We take responsibility, we learn, and then we take action. Quote number 6. Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life. Seneca. Commit to unconditional action. Seneca teaches us that each day is a gift to be lived as if it's our last. When we live past our comfort zones, we feel alive. Make a committed decision to lean into your dream every day, so when you pass away, you will smile with no regrets. Quote number 7. The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. Epictetus. Your tribe is your vibe. Epictetus teaches us how we are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. We become unhappy when we hang around unhappy people. We ask ourselves the wrong questions when we connect with cynics because we paint our days with dark gray colors. When we spend too much time with pessimists, we judge that the glass is half empty and getting emptier because a perpetrator drilled a hole in the bottom of it to victimize us. It has been said that if we are the smartest person in the room, then we are in the wrong room. We grow happier when we drop our egos and learn from greatness. Osmosis, the unconditional assimilation of ideas and knowledge, happens whether we like it or not. You can control who you spend time with. As Tony Robbins states, proximity is power. So make osmosis work in your favor. Ask yourself, who would I love to become? What would I love to create in this life? How can I serve the most people? What mindset do I need to become that person? Do I know people with that mindset? And if not, where can I find them? When you connect with people that are farther along than you are, osmosis will go to work for you, and you will become a little more happy every day. Thank you for watching.